Hello, my friends. I hope you are all doing fantastically, very awesomely and amazingly on this very fun Wednesday Wednesday morning. My gosh, already feels like it's been a huge and very full day. Really excited to talk to you. Something that I think is a really interesting thing for you guys to all consider is something that when it comes to visually branding, being visually appealing and things like this. So one of the questions that has come up from clients of mine probably over the last couple of weeks, a fair bit actually, is people are starting to be forward looking at what they want to do. They're sort of starting to feel perhaps a bit more resourceful when it's coming to being on the other side of COVID and how COVID's looking now. They're looking at ramping up their visibility, looking at ramping up their online presence. Hey, Jane. And one of the things that they've been asking me is like, oh, well, you know what, it's either been I need to wait until I know what I really want, or, you know, I just need to do something now, and what do I do and how do I do that, and how do I get the most out of what it is that I'm doing. And so I thought I'd have a conversation with you about, I guess, the evolution of self almost, and not waiting until everything sort of fits. But so let's talk about that. One of the things that a lot of people will do is they'll wait until the time is right. They'll wait until they are physically in the shape that they might feel like they really want to be in. They might wait until their hair is exactly how they want it to be, maybe how their skin is exactly how they want it to be. Hey, Margaret. And I guess the thing with that is that if you're always waiting for the right time, or you're waiting for things to change, or you're waiting for something else to happen, then you're actually actively delaying the ability for your potential clients to find you, right? So if you're not getting out there and being visible because you're waiting for inspiration to drop, or you're waiting for whatever to happen, then, you know, you're holding back in a way. So one of the things that I have learned over the last decade of helping people with their social media, their visibility, you know, really coming up with things that feel good for them, is working out what you actually like. So we'll talk about style for a moment. So I remember way back when, I wouldn't be caught dead in a skirt. I wouldn't be caught dead in anything really kind of ultra feminine. It's very masculine. Coming out of corporate, 12 years in corporate, you know, with male mentors and things like that will kind of like create that. And it sort of like I swung really far around the other way with being like ultra feminine, like little 50s dresses and, you know, uber feminine, to kind of like land in the middle. And as that sort of happened, I'd say probably around, you know, it took a few years for that kind of evolution to happen, I guess. And the thing that I really noticed is that the more I started knowing what I liked and what I looked for, not just in other people, but in myself, it gave me the ability and the space to be able to go, okay, well, you know what, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. I found it really hard to do that at the start. How this applies into your marketing is really around your visual branding, right? So I've had questions even like this week and last week about, well, you know, what should I do with my posts? What sort of vibe should I create? You know, what clothes am I going to wear? Do I have to take photos of myself? Do I have to get professional photos taken? All of these types of questions. And the thing to be guided by is, well, how do you, like, what feels good for you? What do you like? And what is really important with your clients? Like, what's important for your clients? So something, to use myself as an example, I'm extroverted typically, I'm pretty quick, I am, you know, I'm used to being front and center, and I've always been told that I have a whole lot of energy and that can be contagious. And I would, you know, I know this to be true about a lot of other people that I see as well. And I find that really inspiring. And so therefore, my website, my branding, the quotes, like the imagery that I put up really kind of ties into that. And the clothing that I wear just all kind of like just sort of works, I guess, if that makes sense. So if I was to, hey Dave, hey Josie, if I was to I guess, try and be someone else, which I've tried to do that. You know, I did try right early back on. I was like, right, I think, you know, coming out of a 12-year career in banking, I was like, right, I am going to go, and I know that I can help people in corporate, right? And how they position and brand themselves within a corporate organization to put themselves in the best possible place in order to be able to get a promotion or be recognized, or, you know, basically get a foot in the door. And so I thought that I had to be very professional. My website was very professional. The imagery that I put up was very professional. Hey, Nicole. And that's just, you know, that's how I was. Now, as I sort of like got more into being me online, right? So I've always been me, but the way that I presented online was slightly different, yeah, in terms of how I might be naturally. So how this applies for you is that sometimes we've got this idea, well, you know, this is how I am naturally. And if your clients are similar to who you are, which I know a lot of you are, then you want your visual branding, you want your website, you want your social media, you want all of that to marry in with the bits that are like you. Hey, Gaia, the bits that are like you, and then also the bits that are like them. You know, the thing that I teach and talk about and preach every day is about visibility, right? About being seen, being noticed, being heard, cutting through the noise in your way. So, you know, what's really interesting is that some of you, particularly, like there's some healers that I know follow me and watch my stuff. Like, you're not going to have this big, loud, busy website that's got all of this stuff in it. Hey, Jessica, you're going to have something that's a bit more reflective of, well, it's got to be more reflective of you. Perhaps it'll be a bit more calm. There might not be as much information at the start of the website. Right, as they dig deeper, it'll be set out a little bit differently to be able to take people on that journey. So it's really important that you know what you like. It's really important that you know who you are. It's really important that you know who your audience is. My audience, the people that I typically work with, the people that approach me online, the people that come to me and they say, hey, you know, can you help me? I've heard that you do this. Can you help me? And my clients, you guys all want to be out there because you know it's going to help you to help more people. Hi, Kate. And if you can be out there and be visible and be in your spotlight and doing the things that you do, then you know you're going to be able to transform a bunch of lives. Where the disconnect happens is if you know that your audience are typically, let's use, we'll use band genres as an example. So if you know that your audience are all heavy metal fans, like death metal fans, right? And you build a website and visual branding that kind of errs more on the conservative side. Let's say if you imagine like an opera singer, or perhaps like a classical instrumentalist. I played the violin for a while, for years actually through school. So imagine that I'm playing violin and I'm on my website playing my violin, and I know that my niche, my audience, the people that I really want to work with are death metal fans. You can create a cognitive dissonance because they're like, hang on a second, they're not like, this person's not like me, don't really understand. And, you know, you can create that disconnect right from the word go. And it's the same with your social media posts. It's the same with the way that you position yourself. So under no circumstances am I suggesting that I want you to have your website like mine, or I want your social media like mine, or I want your social media posts or your content or anything like mine. I want you to make it like you. I want you to find that way that if you're the violinist and you know that your people are quite conservative and refined, then you've got to find a way of being able to, you know, bring those people in through your visual branding, as well as through your content, your copy, and your design. And then they go the other way. If you're a death metal advocate, and that's a huge part about you and what it is that you do, and you want more of those types of people in, then you go to approach it in a very different way. So I just wanted to make that really clear, because sometimes people get a little bit confused, I think, with when they see things, like if you see different websites and you're like, okay, well, that's obviously what works, I'm going to have to go and build a website like that. No, you want to have something created and a social media strategy created that's going to, that you're going to be able to leverage. Yeah. And that it's got to feel good. You've got to be proud of it, and it's got to work for you, because otherwise it's not going to work. And then you waste your time, your energy, and your money trying to build something and use something that just every time you look at it feels really bleh. So just be aware of that. So know what you like, know what you don't like, and make sure that you know who your people are, so that everything that you do, you can still employ the same strategies, right? You can employ the same tactics, because it's all about connection. It's all about helping people feel like they are not alone. It's all about helping your people understand that, hey, you know what? I get it. And you've got this problem, or you've got this challenge, and I can really help you move forward and solve that problem for you. But you've got to do it in your way. So you've got to have that confidence and certainty within you, and you've got to be able to express that in the way that you do that. So I just wanted to give you that reminder today. I trust that that's helpful for you. Now, I've got some very, very fun things that I am going to be sharing with you. Hello, Tamara. That I'm going to be sharing with you over the next, probably over the next couple of days. I do not have them ready yet, but let me tell you, if you just want a bit of content inspiration, there is a new 30-day content inspiration program coming. It's very exciting. There is also a 30-day in-depth content training program coming that is going to knock your socks off. I have never taught this particular curriculum in this way before. It will blow your mind. It's going to be so much fun. Then I am also going to be unleashing a very, very fabulous 3-month intensive one-on-one renegade program called Born For It. And I'm really excited to talk about that. That's for people who just really want me inside their head or in their ear every single day for the next 90 days, really ramping stuff up. I'm really excited to share that with you very, very soon. But so in order for me to be able to share those with you, I need to be able to go and write the things and give you a way of even being able to come on into that. I haven't done that yet. So I've got all the design done. I've got everything else done, but now I've got to go and write all of the things. Nicole, the confidence muscle reminder. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Have confidence in who you are. Remember who you are, remember who your people are, and build everything around that. Don't try and copy somebody else. Don't try and emulate someone else's stuff. Be you, do you. It's the best thing that you could possibly do. All right. I'm going to love you and leave you so that I can get this stuff prepped and ready. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole bunch of fun doing it, and remember the world is absolutely ready for your brand of awesome. I will talk to you tomorrow, if not before. Bye.